We're going to Hakkasan. You can skip the UFC tomorrow, you know. Come on. Oh, it's Saturday, right?
There's potential. Craig, I mean, congratulations on the victory. A formidable opponent that you've overcome tonight. Where would this win put you in the rankings of jiu-jitsu right now?
Well, I mean, I think given Felipe Pena is the pound-for-pound best grappler alive right now, taking him out, I believe, firmly puts me at number one. And really, it's hard for me to see anything else to do in the sport, because what else is there to accomplish when you're the number one grappler? Are we going to take on Santa Claus, or are we going to drink some beers, you know?
It's tricky, right? I mean, so would you say that this could potentially be the last time we see you compete?
I say that, but if I spend enough money tonight, I'll come back for the right price, you know?
Las Vegas is the sort of place you can do that. Was there anything in the matchup that surprised you? Was his performance surprising? Were you going for overtime? How do you feel you performed?
All right, to sum it up, right, when we spoke about the match, I was overtraining with Izzy. I wasn't really in training camp or anything, you know? So, like, I came back and only did, like, a 3-4 week camp. So I was like, when they asked me about it, I was like, yo, Philippe, you better not come in too heavy, because last time I trained with him, it was like 235. And then at the weigh-ins, he showed up on the dot, 225. And I told him, I said, you better not come in heavy, like, you better come in under 225. So when he came in at 225, I was a little concerned at his size. Obviously, I was 210. And then when we went out on the mats, I saw some of the most beautifully clean legs I've ever seen in my life. There was going to be no friction with the hair there. So I was like, you know what? It's going to be hard to leg lock. We better just game the rules and find a way to win.
It's a bit of an awkward sequence, right, when you're both rolling, and suddenly the mat stops and they kind of try and keep you on it. Is that a bit of a weird one, especially in overtime where time is so valuable? In that position, I'm sure you weren't necessarily upset that it was kind of getting stalled out, but do you feel like that's a bit of a weird one with the rule set?
Yeah, I mean, that's the challenge, right? It's like the best way to get out of the back is like a turning escape. And luckily, though, because I escaped in like 8 seconds the first one, Nicky was yelling out to me, obviously my younger brother, Nicky Ryan, was yelling out to me saying that, Craig, you just need to hold it back for 8 seconds. So I was surprised. Usually they'll stop it. Usually they'll be like, oh, you've secured enough time. But we kept going, so I was like, fuck, maybe I'm retarded. I better keep holding the back here. And when we started rolling for the edge, I was like, Victor, bro, surely this is done, mate. But yeah, it is annoying when we hit the edge.
Yeah, you will. I don't want to ruin your night, but Gordon Ryan was back here. And he wasn't very complimentary of your performance.
Well, what was he saying tonight, guys?
He was just saying that you didn't really achieve much, and you were very good in overtime, but that was about it. And the rest of the time, you guys were resting. And I know that Gordon and you sort of go way back.
How'd you pull him off the toilet for the interview?
Just, I can't remember.
The Wynn bathroom's never been the same. I'll say that, eh?
It's always nice to see you guys together. You can tell that you guys are, it's always like, it's an old friends meeting. It feels, from my perspective, that jiu-jitsu, especially with the Fight Pass thing, is getting bigger and bigger. And I have to say, with your podcast, El Segundo, and
thank you.
regular jabs at Gordon, it feels like beef and feud here. That's enough to get the sort of casual MMA fan interested in jiu-jitsu. Is that something that you're aware of, or do you just enjoy irritating someone?
I mean, I do it for the love of the game. You know, like if anyone looks at his Instagram, you're going to enjoy anyone tearing this guy down a bit. The real problem is, though, I throw so many jokes at him, only 10% get through. You know what I mean? It's a struggle, you know? His ability to read, his reading comprehension, very, very tough, you know? So, like, I know he listens to all the podcasts, so he gives me an extra download at least.
I believe you referred to him as a man entering a battle of wits unarmed.
Unarmed, that's for sure. All the brain capacity went to one of the brothers. That's sadly the truth.
And how do you spend your evening tonight celebrating?
Again, we're going to Hakkasan. I believe you're coming along. We're going to do the next interview there, right?
Sure. Let's go.
Keep jiu-jitsu gay. What's Fantastic Tank Top? What's that about?
I mean, obviously inspired by my younger brother, Nicky Ryan. Keep Austin weird. We kind of stole that, and we mixed it up a bit, you know, obviously supporting Pride Month. And, I mean, I'll tell you what, a lot of Brazilians are not very kind towards gay people, so I thought, again, they're very fun to troll, so we'll put it out there, you know.
Alex is fighting next weekend. Just thoughts on him, thoughts on the matchup, thoughts on just what's this fight mean to him?
Yeah, I mean, this one's interesting because obviously you couldn't pick a more different opponent than Islam Makhachev. I had to help him prepare for Islam. I had to try to figure out all the things Islam was doing. Luckily, Yair on the ground, more like a traditional jiu-jitsu guy. He really plays a lot of closed guard, more in my wheelhouse. So when I was back in Wollongong helping him prepare, much easier for me to figure out than the mysterious Dagestani bullshit, you know?
Awesome. Thanks, man.
What was it like having Alex there supporting you? I mean, I'm not sure if you caught it, but he was kind of geeking out when you walked out to Down Under and pulled out his phone and recorded it.
Oh, yeah, I mean, it was cool. I hit him up because obviously, like, I mean, we're grappling. Grappling's pretty cool, but obviously what these guys are doing is very important. So, like, I'm usually in his corner. So I did ask him before. I was like, yo, do you mind if I take a match, like, 10 days before you fight? And he not only was like, go for it, he's like, I will fly in early. Typically only flies in a week early. So he came in early to be here for the match, to be here for my match, which is really cool. Hakkasan, let's go.